Wow, can you believe how big the Canadian Shield region is? The Canadian Shield is approximately half of the land in Canada. This is the largest physical region in Canada. Please record the size of the Canadian Shield into your flipbook. There are 6 provinces and 2 territories in this region. The 6 provinces from west to east are Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Ontario, Quebec, and Labrador, which is a part of Newfoundland. The 2 territories are the Northwest Territories and Nunavut. Wow, are there ever a lot of provinces and territories in this region? Please record these 6 provinces and 2 territories into your flipbook. The summer months in the southern region of the Canadian Shield are warm and humid. Humidity is the amount of water vapor in the air. This humidity causes there to be a lot of precipitation. On average, there are approximately 160 millimeters of precipitation. The winter months in the southern part of the Canadian Shield will have precipitation in the form of snow. The temperatures in this region can be very cold, but not as cold as the Arctic region of Canada. Please record the climate of the southern region into your flipbook. Summers in the northern part of the Canadian Shield are similar to that of the Arctic region of Canada that we learned about yesterday. The summers in the northern part of the Canadian Shield are again short and brief. The winters are extremely cold in the northern part of this region. However, there is much less snowfall in the northern part of the Canadian Shield than the southern part. Please record the climate of the northern region into your flipbook. The landforms in this region are very similar across the 6 provinces and 2 territories. There are a lot of rocks and rocky hills. There are also a lot of lakes, rivers, streams, and marshes in the Canadian Shield. The rivers and streams almost all drain into Hudson Bay, which is in the middle of the region. Please record the information about the waterways of this region into your flipbook. Glaciers once covered this region just as they did in the Arctic and interior plains region of Canada. These glaciers scrape the surface of the rocky hills. The scraping can be seen to this day if you look on the rocks because there are scratches on them. When the surface of these rocks were scraped, it caused it to lose rocks and soil to be dragged great distances. These glaciers left behind numerous rocky hills and gravel beds. Please record the information about the landforms of this region into your flipbook. The northern part of the Canadian Shield has very little vegetation. This is similar to most of the regions that we have learned about so far. There are only shrubs, small plants, and mosses that grow on or around the rocky surface. This is because there is very little soil and a cold climate, and trees need soil and a warm to cool climate to grow. Please record the vegetation of the northern region into your flipbook. The southern part of the Canadian Shield has numerous or a lot of coniferous trees. This is because there are more areas with soil and warmer climate. Coniferous trees that can be found in the mid to southern part of the Canadian Shield are pine trees or spruce trees. They are called coniferous trees because they typically have pine cones. Get it? Cones? Coniferous trees? When we get to the southern part of the Canadian Shield, there are typically a mixture of both coniferous trees and deciduous trees. Deciduous trees are trees such as maple trees or oak trees. They are called deciduous trees because they lose their leaves each fall. Get it? The leaves become dead, so they are deciduous trees. Please record the vegetation of the southern region into your flipbook. A lot of people go to the Canadian Shield to go to cottage country. People go to this region for peace and relaxation. Some activities people may do here in the summer months are boat, fish, swim, hike, etc. In the winter months, people go to their cottages or the Canadian Shield for hunting, ice fishing, snowmobiling, etc. There are a lot of different activities that can be done in the Canadian Shield region, but it depends on the climate or the time of year when traveling. Mining and forestry are 2 of the largest industries in the Canadian Shield region. This is because the Canadian Shield is rich in natural resources. Mining is the most important industry in this region. Copper, iron, lead, nickel, gold, silver, uranium, and zinc are all materials found in the Canadian Shield's landscape. Sudbury, Ontario is known as one of the Earth's richest deposits of nickel and copper. Approximately $3 billion is brought to the community of Sudbury because of this industry. Therefore, Sudbury, Ontario has a very strong economy because there are a lot of jobs and money being created in the mining industry. Please record the information about the mining industry of this region into your flipbook. Forestry is also an important part of the Canadian Shield region. Softwood, which is wood that comes from the vast or large amount of coniferous trees found here. Softwood is used to make pulp, paper, products, as well as lumber, which is used for construction. Hardwood, which comes from deciduous trees, are used to make furniture. These trees are extremely valuable and therefore they are an important part of furniture because they are durable and strong. Please record the information about the forestry industry of this region into your flipbook.
Created using Powtoon.